So the majority of federal workers are rejecting Elon Musk and Donald Trump. That's the subject of today's video. And these are the headlines today. Musk buyout offer accepted by more than 20,000 federal workers. So first you have to understand that this isn't necessarily a big number. Why? Because when you talk about this, 20,000 federal employees, that's only about 1% of the federal workforce. Musk and Trump are trying to basically get rid of about 10% of you. However, only 1% of you have so far taken the offer. And you have no idea people's individual circumstances, right? It could be people are looking to retire anyway, and they're like, okay, I was going to retire anyway, I'll take your offer. Or it could be people have secured another job. I don't know everyone's particular circumstances, but this is far short from the 10% that they're trying to get rid of. The other issue I'll mention as well is Trump and Musk are trying to get rid of entire agencies or really gut agencies by half, that kind of thing, because basically they don't want regulations or any checks and balances on their power. So there's that. The federal workers unions are advising employees not to take the deal. So this is coming from, and I'll read it here. It says, federal employee unions have urged members to be skeptical of the offers, which they said were not guaranteed. So the National Treasury Employees Union said, quote, these offers, this is from Trump and Musk, are designed to entice or scare you into resigning. And then the American Federation of Government Employees are saying, quote, the intent is to turn the federal government into a toxic environment where workers cannot stay even if they want to. I'll just say this about this stuff, guys. When it comes to Trump and Musk, they have a long history of cheating workers. And in my opinion, I think it's really bizarre if any regular person, supports either Trump or Musk, because basically you're hating on yourself. So that stuff I never understand why any, like I said, basically 99% of the population, like why would you like Trump or Musk when essentially they want to pay you very little money and they want to fire you. In the situation, again, they want to get rid of the 10% of the workforce. So far, 1%, and that's essentially the federal government, 1% have taken the offer, but that means 99% are staying in their jobs. This is the headline coming out of the Washington Post. They're saying here, federal layoffs likely if too few employees choose to quit. And so that's sort of what they're trying to figure out right now, the Trumps and the Musk, is can we legally just fire a bunch of people like, say, a company? Now, companies and government are very, very different. I'm sure you guys know this. Musk has a history of this kind of stuff to where, like, he'll just fire people on a whim. You're walking by him and you look at him the wrong way, he'll fire you, that kind of thing. Or you disagree with him in a meeting, he'll fire you, like all these kind of things. Or something that Musk has done, and I've been following the story quite a long time, be it the Twitter situation or with Tesla. So you'll think you have a job, and then, midnight will strike, and then suddenly you can't access your computer anymore. And no one told you that they fired you. And then, like, you have to text your manager to say, hey, what's going on? I can't get on my computer. And then your manager may not even know that you've been fired. And then finally, after like a day or two, you'll figure out that you were fired. Or another situation that happens with most companies, that you'll have like a pass to get on the company bus, and then you'll arrive to the company, I guess, HQ or whatever, and then your pass won't let you into the facility. So this is the kind of stuff that Musk does, is try to fire you kind of on a whim and with very short notice. You can't do that with government employees. And also, these are unionized workers for many of them. It depends on which part of you're in. But there's gonna be a lot of different procedures and protections for workers, which obviously Trump and Musk hate. On top of that, I'll say this: there's an article from the Wall Street Journal today. The headline was, "Americans kiss job hopping goodbye." And the basic gist of it is, when you see people moving around, you may quit one job for a higher paying job, better benefits, etc. But the amount of that kind of opportunities is really going down these days. So if you're in a federal job position, chances are that's actually a pretty good job compared to private sector, depending on your particular situation. It all depends on your situation. At the moment, my understanding is many of the jobs are like in healthcare, maybe in service industries. It depends if you want to pursue that kind of job. If you're looking to go into tech or maybe law or finance, maybe there's less opportunities these days. So that's the stuff that I've been tracking. On top of that, this is actually an interesting story as well. I guess part of the buyout thing, when you read through the contracts, there's language in there that you can't sue them. So it's like you're waiving your rights when you take the contract. So regardless of if you're a federal worker or have friends or family or these things, I'll just say this: everything depends on your particular situation. Second, I wouldn't trust anything that Musk or Trump say. So that certainly should be important to the decision making process. And then the other thing is, read the contract carefully, ask your union representative, ask your coworkers, get a lawyer's advice, this kind of stuff. Because when you see these kind of language where it says, like this is the headline really, Trump's buyout plan comes with a catch: don't sue the government. I can read some of the language, like for example, it says here, the condition is included at the bottom of the sample contract shared with federal employees on Monday ahead of Thursday's deadline. Employees that sign the contract as drafted forever waive, that's the phrasing, forever waive any judicial, administrative, or other action against the government agency where they now work. And I guess you can't sue any of the your former bosses, any of these number of things. But basically, you're just waiving your right for for legal action in case someone cheated you. So that's where I would be very leery about signing anything from Trump or Musk. That's just my opinion. But again, speak to a lawyer, talk to your coworkers, sort of like what they're hearing, and also talk to people in your union. Now, you have to put this in context. This is the kind of stuff that Musk is tweeting out just 14 hours ago. He says, great idea. And he's tweeting with, I don't know this account, Nayib Bukele, I guess. But basically, they're promoting private prisons. This person says, we have offered the United States of America the opportunity to outsource part of the prison system. So for-profit prisons, private prisons. And Elon Musk says that's a great idea. That's how Elon Musk thinks about, workers, right? This is the kind of stuff they think about. Hey, let's make money off of prisons, that kind of stuff. Now, I want you to be aware that right now, Musk and his band of, how you want to call these, we'll say goons, lackeys, servants, however you want to call these people, the people working with Musk and his DOGE thing, they guess are closing the USAID office. That's one. This is the OPM. And federal workers are actually suing Musk right now. This just broke just a few minutes ago. It says federal workers sue to disconnect the DOGE server. It's funny because if you guys remember the whole Republican stuff, they're complaining about servers and emails and stuff like that regarding Hillary Clinton. It sounds like Musk is doing something far worse, to be perfectly frank. This is, and I'm not defending Hillary. I'm just telling you, I'm totally not. If she did unsecure email stuff, sure. Make sure that the stuff is secure. I completely understand and completely agree. In the same situation with Musk. This is what it says. It says federal employees are seeking a temporary restraining order, right? So stop doing what you're doing, Musk, as part of a class action suit accusing Elon Musk Group of associating of allegedly operating an illegally connected server from the 5th floor of the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. That's the OPM. That's in D.C. So they're saying you have a server, Musk, and you're illegally connected. That's on the 5th floor, so we know where you are. The attorney representing 2 federal workers, and they're unnamed, as Jane Doe's 1 and 2, filed a motion this morning arguing that the server's continued operation not only violates federal law, so there's one, but is potentially exposing vast quantities of government staffers' personal information to hostile foreign adversaries through unencrypted email. This is stuff that really irritates me. There's a lot of stuff irritating about Musk, but I'll say this stuff irritates me the most is, hey guys, if you want to have fights about budgets and stuff like that, that's fine. Do it through protocol. Don't just barge into particular buildings, connect whatever email server that you're doing, and using a bunch of kids. I think they're again aged between 19 and 24 to do said things. We don't know the security clearances of any of these people. You're being kind of unclear about that. You're the way you're rushing this through. You just recently made Musk a federal employee. Like, hey, he's a federal employee now. And it's like before his status was really unclear. I still don't understand the status of the DOGE thing. Is that legal or not? And now you're getting sued by federal workers. And I hope you guys understand the significance of this stuff. So this is this is what it looks like here. So this is the United States District of Columbia. More details, and I'd like to hear from people who are in computers. I always ask for help on this stuff. I'm not a computer guy. I can understand the basic idea of protecting data and making sure you're using encrypted servers, this kind of stuff, or encrypted email. I get that stuff, but I want to hear more from people who have experience in these things. So, for example, this says here, under the 2002 E-Government Act, so this is 22 years ago, 2002 E-Government Act, agencies are required to perform privacy assessments prior to making, quote, substantial changes to existing information technology when handling information, quote, in identifiable form. Notably, prior to installation of the server, OPM did not have the technical capability to email the entire federal workforce from a single email account. So when they did this before, and they sent out the emails from the OPM, people had said that, wow, these emails definitely sound like Musk. It was a fork in the road kind of thing. And essentially, if and I'm assuming it must be the case because they're suing him and it kind of all fits in. If they're connecting whatever email server, emailing all these people out, and then that email list of all these federal workers got out, then it's unsecure, right? Because why do I say that? Because someone actually mentioned, and I've seen it several times on the internet, but when someone in our community mentioned that they were getting all these spam emails after the first OPM email. And then they said their supervisor told all the employees that it looks like, there's a bunch of spam coming in because of the Musk situation, meaning that they leaked all your emails. And the spam email was, how about this? What's the right word to say it? We'll say very, very vulgar, inappropriate language, these kind of things, and trying to harass people to quit their jobs. Now, whether or not that spam email comes from us directly or the email list leaked and then whatever forces are using that email to harass federal employees, that part I don't know, right? But I do understand this whole significance of this, of the stuff that Musk is doing. Plus, whenever you make, as it says, substantial changes to existing technology, there's procedures to make sure that this stuff is safe. Again, you're dealing with government things. This is also part of it. It says, at some point after January 2025, OPM allowed unknown individuals to simply bypass existing systems and security protocols for stated purpose of being able to communicate directly to those individuals without involving other agencies. In short, the sole purpose of these new systems was expediency. So they're saying basically, I think the language is the Musk people were not secure, not safe, not following procedures, and you're just doing it in that way for speed to do it fast. So that's not necessarily the right way to do things, but I understand. Musk comes from the point of view of like, I'm the CEO, I can fire one that I want. This is another headline here. Fork off. Protesters gather outside OPM to condemn Elon Musk, quote, stealing personal data. And some of the chants that people were saying in the protest I thought were pretty funny. It says, at the protest, demonstrators erupted cheers and later chants, quote, we don't want your tech solutions. Give us back our Constitution. That's pretty good, right? We don't want your tech solutions. Give us back our Constitution. There's another one that someone said, Elon, have you heard? You're a nasty fascist nerd. So Elon, have you heard? You're a nasty fascist nerd. Pretty catchy. This is the protest scene out here. And Elon Musk is calling these people an insurrection in the radical left. I want you to actually see the video for yourself, and you make the decision if you think that this is a violent or radical left kind of thing. Have a watch.
As you probably saw, Elon Musk and his crew put a gag order on AID employees. They disconnected them from email, which is putting lives at risk around the world. So we are here to enter the building and so we can hear firsthand from whoever is here at AID, or at least witness firsthand what is happening with this Elon Musk attempted takeover, which will not stand. We will prevail. Let's go.
So do you agree with Elon Musk that what you saw in the video, is this an insurrection? Also, the account that he's interacting with called Libs of TikTok, that's an account that he interacts with quite a bit. He's calling this a mob of protesters. Do you agree with that assessment after the video that you just saw? And from my viewing of it, I feel like, okay, so these are politicians that are there. They're there to protect the workers, and chances are a lot of these people probably work in the building. I don't know. I don't have a survey of all the workers, but it didn't look violent to me from what I can tell. And on top of that, this is a comparison to the January 6th stuff. This is very, very different. These people don't work in the building. They're wearing camouflage. Many of these people have weapons. They're fighting with the police. So I think that is a very poor comparison from Elon Musk, but I'm happy to make it if he's bringing it up. And that's what I'm showing with you guys. On top of that, you have this. So I guess Musk is closing the USAID office. They told people to stay home, etc. So that's sort of why the senator is there to represent the workers and say, hey, we want to know why you're closing, what you're doing. And then this is separate from the OPM situation where they're getting sued. Let me read a little description of this. This is from a USAID official. They said here, it's a coup, said a current USAID official. It was unclear when, if ever, the agency would be up and running again. Musk said earlier Monday that Trump agreed with him that USAID should be closed, telling a live on to social media X, went over it with him in detail, and we agreed we should shut it down. So they've closed the offices. My personal opinion on this stuff is I mean, you probably already get it. I don't trust anything that Musk or Trump are doing, because all this stuff is like doing it as fast as you possibly can. You're doing it ways that we generally don't see in the United States government, not like this. And if you want to, close any particular agency, if you want to have any sort of budget talks, I'm fine with that, but do it in the proper ways. So just sort of, running a coup in your way, I frankly think it's illegal. Chuck Schumer says here, it says, an unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government. So he's basically talking about Elon Musk and DOGE. DOGE is not a real government agency. DOGE has no authority to make spending decisions. DOGE has no authority to shut programs down or to ignore federal law. DOGE's conduct cannot be allowed to stand. Congress must take action to restore the rule of law. In response, this is what Elon Musk says, because I want to show you both sides. Elon Musk says here, historical reactions like this is how you know that DOGE is doing work that really matters. This is the one shot the American people have to defeat bureaucracy, he writes it with kind of weird capital letter things here, rule bureaucrats and restore democracy, rule of the people. We're never going to get another chance like this. It's now or never. Your support is crucial to the success of the revolution of the people. You also have this, which is kind of interesting, is people are actually tweeting out against Musk. They were releasing the names of the people who are working with Musk, and Musk actually suspended that account. Now, remember, Musk always says, I'm all about free speech all day, every day. Well, apparently not. And I wouldn't necessarily say that this is like secret information. Like there's the names of the dudes right there if you want to look at it, because it's been reported in multiple publications, not just on Twitter. But if you put it on Twitter, I guess Musk doesn't like it and he'll ban your account. So do be aware of that. And Musk says you committed a crime for saying the names of his employees. For just to show you guys who they are, it's Akash Baba, Edward Korstein, Luke Farritor, Gautier Cole Killian, Gavin Kleiger, and Ethan Shautron. So those are the people working with Musk. My name is Chris Norland, and I make videos on YouTube. Informing you guys, I'm fine sharing my name. I'm fine talking about their name, and I'm fine saying Elon Musk's name. I don't think we're doing anything illegal by saying people's names of what they're doing, and there's that. Now, Elon Musk is going to claim that the USAID and all this stuff is, money laundering slash, quote, foreign aid. Again, all this stuff, guys, I'm fine having these conversations. The problem is Elon Musk may be leaking classified information, maybe doing ways and things that hurt the national security of the USA. Whenever you're dealing in this kind of government spending and this sort of issues, again, do it with proper procedures. Make sure you're protecting the data. If you're leaking people's addresses, you could put them in compromising positions. Depending on what these people's jobs are and what their roles are. And there's any number of issues that would protect national security that you really want to be careful with. So again, do it behind closed doors. Don't do it this way, the way that Musk are doing it, and don't do it with a bunch of kids barging in on a Saturday night, busting up, whatever offices. And they really were. I read the reports. They were tearing down stuff on walls, looking through people's desks. I mean, this is a coup. So there's that. And also too, if you're going to be complaining about money laundering, Mr. Musk, why don't you complain about Trump? This is Trump's coin here. This is the headlines today. Trump's meme coin made nearly 100 million in trading fees as small traders lost money. That's your boy Trump. And this is one of many scams that Trump is running. He's running this whole crypto scam thing there. He's also giving stock. This is Trump. He's giving stock to Patel and McMahon. And then that stock, that could be a form of money laundering where anyone can buy said stock and then they can sell off and get money that way. And this is, the world that we live in. Guys, I'm going to keep tracking this story. I want to hear your thoughts on this stuff. Just a reminder, so there's a lawsuit against Musk regarding the OPM and their email server stuff. There are closed the USAID, but looks like workers are pretty ticked off, and senators are calling for that. Musk is, in support of private prisons, as we showed in the video, which, that shows you kind of how he thinks about people. Let's make money off it, treat people like that. They want to fire you. We're going to get rid of you, as many people as they possibly can. But be very, very careful, because Musk and Trump have a history of treating workers poorly, going back on their word, and essentially breaking contracts. So don't trust them. That's my opinion. So want to hear yours, and I'll catch you all in the next video.